what's up guys, Benny here and welcome to an episode of Benny's Bootcamp, and I am excited for today's episode because Warzone has received a major weapon update, which could potentially change the meta a little bit. The FAL has somehow got a little bit of a nerf, but then buffed at the same time. Going to probably be one of the best guns in the game still. And then the Bruin, which has arguably been the best gun in Call of Duty over the past couple of months. Absolutely shreds anyone. Pretty much every range has received a nerf. It's had its damage range reduced. But in the gameplay that you're about to see, which is from a good friend of mine and also a teammate, Jaff, who is an absolute beast, and his links will be down in the description, drops 40 kills using the Bruin and the MP5 combination. And I don't see how a little damage range nerf is going to stop this beast, because one of the big things with the Bruin, and you'll see it throughout the gameplay, and I'll point it out in the way that Jaff plays and the way that he takes enemies down very well, is that it deals 46 damage a bullet. And you can see even the floor loot Bruin just shreds people. And 46 damage a bullet means it's a 6 bullet kill to someone against who's fully armored. It's not going to make a big difference from turning it from a 6 to a 7 bullet kill. A small damage range nerf isn't going to do that. It's still going to shred up close and the majority of situations that people use this gun at. Now, Jaff is going to be using that standard Bruin loadout where he's got a monolithic suppressor, the 26.9 barrel, the tac laser. He's then got that Corp hollow sight, which a lot of people have been using over the VLK because it gives you really good peripheral vision, which you'll see in a gunfight as he throws that trophy system on top of the on the van. You always want to put trophy systems. And then, of course, he's got that 60 round mag, which makes the Bruin a beast. So as we head into this next fight, I just want to quickly say my amazing partners at Turtle Beach and Rocket have given me the opportunity to give you guys my gaming setup. So my headphones, my mouse and keyboard, and also my mouse mat. So head over to my Twitter at Benny Central and enter that. You don't want to miss out. And a big thank you for them to making it happen. But let's get into this where, like, what I love about Jaff is how aggressive a player he is. Whenever I play with him, he's always on the front foot. He's always trying to get that map position and advantage to kind of allow him to rack up a large amount of kills, which is something you have to do when you're playing in kill race tournaments because, you know, you got to get the most amount of kills. And he uses the Bruin to lock down an area. So as you can see at the top of airport here is, as he's holding that position, he's got the Bruin out because he knows he's going to shred anyone at a distance, even with the nerf happening, but switches to his MP5 when he pushes into a building. You don't ever want to be using the wrong weapon for the wrong situation. So those mid-range fights and long-range fights, potentially, use the Bruin. And then when you get close up in someone's face, if you've got time, switch to the MP5 and use that, and you'll pick up a lot of kills. You're about to see what I mean by aggression from Jaff as well, is he's just seen someone be brought back from this buy station at Silos, and straight away, using the Bruin again at that mid-range. He's not going, what I love as well is he stops. He didn't just keep running and put himself into the open at first here where you can get caught out. Is he paused, he took in the information where enemies were, where they were kind of pushing to, and then made a move himself. And like, this is like, honestly, where Jaff excels is these sort of situations where he's like in a 1v3. Like his teammates are all over the place. This is a potential 1v3 situation for him. He knows one of them is not going to have a good setup because he's just been brought back. But here, and the aggression he puts, he doesn't give this guy any time to think or react or kind of plate up and kind of get a positional advantage. He's pushing, getting shots down at all times, and then uses him as bait here and straight away gets a nice double kill. And that's something I want a lot of people to start doing as well, is when you get the chance, don't just kind of finish an opponent off. If they early game, especially where people are less likely to have self-res, but in this situation here, you can see Jaff used that Bruin perfectly, downs him. Could have finished him, but sees the other player coming towards him, so focuses on him instead. And that's because your first instinct when your teammate gets down is, I've got to go help. So you just run out of whatever position you've got. You blow your position, you blow your cover, and you put yourself at a disadvantage straight away. Don't only learn from the gameplay that you're seeing and how you attack things, but also learn from the mistakes that enemy players make. Okay, so Jaff can see the king on top of these SOS buildings, and you know, use that Bruin because on the top of these buildings as well, you'll get into a lot of more mid-range fights initially because they could be on the other rooftops. So whenever you're kind of pushing the top of buildings, I'd always recommend using your assault rifle assault rifle over an SMG. And also, look at that. He's like going super slow so he doesn't give the sound cues away. Crouches in. Once again, he's so focused on not giving sound cues. And yeah, damage range, nerf, Bruen. I don't really see. This is the problem where the Bruen is. This is where it beats everything in the game. Those sort of distances. And like, unless they make it so that the bullets do like the same as an assault rifle, like a Grau or an M4, it's not going to be a significant change, and the Bruen is still going to be the best assault rifle to use in the game. I know it's not an assault rifle, by the way. I don't know why, but when you put the 60-round mag in, I'm like it's an assault rifle. Pretty much is. I don't know why, but when you get to places like Superstore and there's a buy station here, I get a little bit nervous because you can get shot from so many different angles, especially when people have ghosts. And oh wow, someone's just picked up that king there. And like Jaff straight away picks up on it straight away. You notice that he was like kind of fiddling around with his map and his HUD, but sees someone pick up that king, reacts to it, and that's the thing. Always be aware of what's going on around you and what contracts are where. So if someone picks it up, you know someone's there. Okay, early game is pretty much over now, and you'll notice that most teams will start collapsing on each other now because you'll get into more serious team fights, and he's pushing over, but he's just caught another team. Inside the building, using that SMG, he slide cancel. Like, what's something I noticed really well with Jaff is he's always slide canceling, even when he's in a stressful situation, and he'll slide cancel around corners and into those gunfights. Using the MP5, he's just checking all his corners, and this guy has somehow just duped him completely. Oh, that was disgusting. I feel bad. Hold on. Let's go back. Like, look how Jaff is. He's checking everywhere, every potential angle he could be from, but then switches to the Bruen and just destroys him. All right, UAVs are coming in. Red dots are appearing on the map, and Jaff knows that he's going to rack up a lot of kills because, right, Jaff just runs straight at people. Oh, that was interesting. I didn't actually know. I'm always questioning if you can wallbang those walls properly. So Jaff must know something I don't, but Twitch has just managed to pick him up off the top there and just kind of clears up that kill. So he gets one. He's already on 13 kills at this stage, and this is something else that's really important, is figuring out when people are dropping in above. Like Jaff's being quite brave here. You won't see him probably do that in a tournament because he's going to blow his position and likely get taken out and draw more attention. But just holding that fire down, and that's why I thought rather than a damage range nerf, the Bruen could have just done with having a bit of recoil added to it, because as you saw there, like Jaff was just able to lay down that fire with a 60-round mag that does a lot of damage per bullet, and it does not move, which is why you can kind of build the gun in the way that you can, with like this pure mobility things, like having that tac laser and not the need to have a grip on it to kind of control it, which is what makes it overpowered. Because if you were forced to use the iron sights on this thing and not have a tac laser, wouldn't be as good. But as soon as it gets into the building net, use that MP5, which I think is in a really good place. Doesn't need a nerf. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, nerf the MP5, but I think SMG is overall in a good place in the game. But here we go, straight onto those plates, get shot. Okay, this is going to be interesting to see. Teamwork straight away. That is why try and play with the same people over and over again, and kind of get used to the way each other plays and like helping them in those situations. Right now, Jaff's doing a really good move, getting a different map position. Oh, he's just pushed. Oh, wow. He's done. He's going to the gulag. There is no way he survives this. Yeah, to the gulag. Jaff in the gulag. There's only one outcome. One shot and done. Something I want to point out is there's only like 50 people left in this lobby, and we know Jaff is going to rack up 24. So we're really going to see these weapons excel at kind of that mid-range when like the final circle's closing down. Here we go. All right, use that Bruen. 1, 2... And oh, he's got downed. He got unlucky there. He got very unlucky, but his teammates are all around him, so they'll be able to mop this up and he'll be able to clear it up. It's one thing. It's like it's having that insurance policy. If you play with other good players, they're going to save you in those sort of situations. You can't do everything yourself. All right, so Jaff has noticed the team in this building over here is using the MP5 to close down that distance, because whenever you're moving around the map, use the gun that you have with the lowest mobility. You don't want to be running around with an LMG. If you want to move quickly, even if you've got the gun set for high mobility, using an SMG always going to help. And also, look at the way that he's approached this gunfight. He didn't just go through the door where they went through. He climbed on the outside of the building, has dropped down to kind of mix the angle up, and straight off the back of that, he's got a shot on them where they didn't necessarily expect. And there's a melee team. Okay, I hate this setup. Okay, that all right, gives me a heart attack. Every time that happens to me, hey, you know, he got lucky he didn't get stunned. The amount of people that are now running around with melee setups with either Kali sticks or those Kadachi swords is insane. Like, there he is, right? And he just hears it. Just hears him drop down. Very lucky he didn't get stunned there. That was a poor play by that team. But all three just charge him. So using their stuns, they could have taken Jaff out there. But yeah, well played by Jaff to take all three out to get on 21 kills. Okay, so this next one's more of a mid-range fight. So he's got that Bruin out. He's still pushing across. Like, he's got his... What's something also to notice as he's moving across here, because he knows the enemy player is in that position. Look at where Jaff is pointing his crosshairs the whole time. It's on the danger point. So it's focused on the door, even though he's moving across, and it'll snap straight onto the corners. Always so he can have the quickest time to be able to snap onto an opponent. Now, he's seen that enemy like crawl in there, but he wants that kill. So he hasn't gone and finished it. He knows he's been killed by the other team. Could have a self-res or anything like that. He gets up, he gets the kill himself, which is a very smart play. So instead decides to push the enemy team that took him down. Using that MP5 to close down that distance. One thing as well, I'm actually quite excited about a couple of the other changes because it was really a focus on LMGs. Like the Holger have received a couple of buffs and so did the M91. So I'm really excited to try those out and see, you know, if they're brought up in the meta or not, because the Holger's got a lot of buffs over the past couple of months. Maybe it'll just be enough to push it over, but nice work there by Jaff once again. Okay, something also I really want to point out is whenever you see a most wanted contract nearby on an enemy player, always just go into your map and just mark them. It's effectively a live ping that will give you an exact location of where they are and most likely their team as well, if they've got any left. But really worth it. And look, like, because of that, Jaff knows exactly where he is. Using that MP5 and slide cancelling to move around the map. You can see him, knows as soon as he gets around this corner, he'll switch to the Bruin so he can gun him down because he's going to be mid-range, open, and it's just an easy point. If he sits up here, knows it's going to be a close range, so uses that MP5. And like, because of amps, you can switch between the weapons, so you know you've got the best weapon for the situation. And then perfect. Bunny hop. Like, I can't stress this enough. I don't see enough people do this. It's hard to do unless you have like a scuff or an elite controller or you play claw. But when you jump around the corner, look at this. Look at, like, so he doesn't just walk around the corner. He hops in and then kind of does multiple jumps. Makes you a lot harder to hit and also adds momentum to your movement while not throwing your aim off. Really key. Okay, straight away, they want to get more UAVs in, see what's going on around him. And because of that, he was about to head back into Boneyard, but knows another couple people are in this area. Straight to the Bruin, and it still shreds. It is just like damage range is not going to affect this thing. Look how quickly you can wipe 3 people out. It's not about the damage range. Like this, I'm intrigued to know what sort of testing has gone on because damage range isn't the problem. It's because it's got a super high damage profile, 46 damage per bullet. 46 damage per bullet. And if someone's got full plates, that's a 6 bullet kill. And like, not by just a small amount, by a considerable amount. It does like 275 damage or something. And like, it does, I really like the Corp Hollow sight. I might start using it a bit more. Like I've been a VLK person like myself, but the Corp Hollow seems really, really clean. Like I saw like Nick Merckx and stuff use it as well. And it seems to be what a lot of the top pros are using within Warzone. And it just shreds. And one of the biggest things as well, because of it's got a slower fire rate than a lot of other assault rifles, that 60 round mag goes a long way and you can drop multiple enemies, like entire squads without needing to reload. And it's got a quick reload in the first place. One of the things on the weapon when you kind of select the 60 round mag increases reload speed. And just look at that. Sprat, like Porky and Jaff just rolled through like 2 or 3 squads in no time at all. And Jaff is now on 29 kills and we're getting to endgame. One thing I also want you guys to look at is the way that these players do money management, like the way they use their money is like this point now, they've not got many buy stations left. They'll spend it and use it. And like getting a VSAC will give them team locations and then they'll go onto their map and mark multiple teams so that as a squad, they know exactly where people are going to be, but this is going to allow them to aggressively push this team in the house, use that MP5 to cross the open ground. This is where Jaff is at most risk here, but inside the building, C4 is being thrown, uses that MP5, gets shots in, doesn't want to blow himself up. He doesn't just throw himself in, is he works those angles, and that is one of the biggest things you'll notice with any top player is they work those angles, and he doesn't know if enemy teams are up there. Oh, wait, hold on. He did know someone was up there. Did he hear the footsteps? Sorry, I need to listen. Right, because I was talking, didn't necessarily hear him. Yeah, you can hear him above. So perfect use of the stun grenades. And you'll notice this, a lot of top players have stopped using heartbeat sensors. They will use stun grenades instead because situations just like that gives them a huge advantage and able to push like rooftops or multiple teams that someone that has like a more powerful position. Okay, so this is really nice here. Like they're getting pinned down from the top of swimming pool, which is a really powerful position on this map. And Jaff straight away, rather than trying to fight him on the ground, gets to one position on this map that gets a height advantage on the swimming pool. Because he's got that Bruin straight away, uses the mounting feature so it won't move at all. And this is then going to allow Sprat to be able to move because he's got them pinned down now. Whatever they do, when they peek up, he's going to be able to get shots in. And he switches windows as well. So if they've got a sniper, which they do, they'll get used to being able to pre-aim a specific part of the window. And because he's moving positions, they can't really react as well. And here, perfect. That play from Jaff has allowed them to kind of push in front. And then, because of the gas coming in, they're going to have to jump into Jaff and Sprat. Like, perfect play of the situation. He'll hug the wall here so he can't get shot easily. Keeping an eye on top. He didn't hug the wall there. I was surprised. But he's taking a wider angle, knowing that these guys are going to get pushed off. Sprat's got the buyback, and this is going to be the easiest kills ever. You can't push off. The gas is then going to do the work for him. And, oh, there we go. Another down. They know they're looking for one now. Ooh, oh, perfect. He did not want the MP5 out there. Like, that was, you could see the panic. You could see that little pause. There was a little pause, right? Gets this down. Watch this. He switched to the MP5 because he wants to move and get a bit further away from the gas. And there was a little pause there, a little bit of hesitation of going, I need the Bruin. But the MP5 is still one of the best SMGs for a reason. All right, 4 teams left. He's 7 kills. Wow, he's going to get every kill left. There are 10 people left in the game, plus his 3 teammates. He's going to wipe the entire lobby here. I really want to see how he plays this end circle. Like, you'll notice most top teams and most top players will kind of stick on the edges. They won't kind of put themselves in the middle because it means you can get shot from more angles. And yeah, the Bruin. Yeah, a little bit of a damage range nerf. It's still going to excel. Like, it might take an extra bullet, but like it's not the problem with the Bruin. It's just too much of an all-round great gun that it's just going to be dominant. Unlike the Growl, where it was a little bit weak but it didn't move, the Bruin is so powerful. A little bit of a damage range nerf, especially depending on how you build it. It's going to be incredible still. Nice little jump shots. This guy's made a really clever play. He was stuck there, but there's not much you can do. That's when you got 3 people just staring at you. It's not going to matter. What I like here is Jaff has pretty much taken the power position for this final circle. He's right in the middle of it, and he can get shot from every angle, but he's backing himself. He's got his MP5, he's got his Bruin. It's 3 teams left, so 3v3v3, and uses that mounting. Like, that is what I love about... all right, there we go. The shots on the side. Oh, no. Okay, he's been shot. He's been taken down from the left. How has he not been finished? How has he not been finished? But do try and you take advantage of mounting whenever you can, because it does make a big difference, especially with big hitters like the Bruin. And here... what I like is that Jaff didn't just go for the plate there. It's a risky play, but sometimes when you take that too much time just to get a little bit of extra health, it can cost you map position and allow players to put too much pressure onto you, and you're going to die anyway. So always have that in the back of your head. Do I have time to play it here? Take a risk if you don't. Right, it's a fine. Oh, there's 1 person left. Like, that was great spot by Jaff there. Using the MP5 now just to close it. He knows where that enemy squad roughly was. They've got Sprat's got that high ground to be able to spot him. And there we go. It's done and dusted. 40 kills using the Bruen MP5. Like, I'm really excited about the weapon changes. I don't think they're quite right. And I'm going to try out the foul as well, because it got a nerf and a buff. Is it still going to be as insane as it has been, especially on PC? Let me know what you think of the weapon changes down in the comments below. Also, go and follow Jaff over on twitch.tv, because his link is down in the description, and enter that competition as well because of Roccat and Turtle Beach have been amazing to give me the chance to give to you guys. But there we have it. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I will see you next time.